another edition of Active Living. We're very fortunate today to have Sheila Landis and her jazz combo here today. And we've got some great music to play for you today. And welcome to our little show.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Sheila, you were here once before, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
2022.
With your group.
With Rick.
And we're happy to have you back.
Glad
Rick
to be back.
is a fantastic guitar player, and we've got Darryl here, who's a fantastic, I should say, percussionist, right? Not drummer, right?
I work with either one.
And he does it all. So we're very fortunate to have them all here today. And we've got some great music to play for you a little bit later in the show. But let's talk a little bit about, Sheila, your background a little bit.
Well, let's see. I grew up in Rochester Hills, and of course was there when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan back in February of 1964.
Wow.
And my siblings and I were all in our pajamas, and Mother said, "Get out here! You got to hear these British guys. They're going to be the next big thing."
Yeah.
And so we sat down and listened, and that was true. They were like fascinating, you know, just wonderful. We loved the Beatles, and I still love the Beatles songs to this day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that 61 is a little ways back, so you've been doing this for a while.
64.
64. Mm-hmm. How about you, Rick? You've been playing a while.
Probably about over 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, about 40, yeah.
Dang,
you know,
40 years.
I keep saying that I've been playing saxophone for about 70 years, and one of these days I'm going to get it right. So let's talk about Darryl. Darryl, you're a new guy on the scene, I understand. Well, I shouldn't say that. Around this area, is that correct? You've been on the road?
On and off, yeah.
On and
over
off.
the years, yeah.
Now, who have you played with?
Oh boy. Well, I was fortunate enough to land a job as a drummer for a band that Stevie Wonder put together back in 1979.
Stevie Wonder, fantastic.
Yeah, he was producing the group. It was called Phoenix Rising. And it lasted for about 5 years, you know, so between cutting demos here and moving out to LA for a short while and cutting at Wonderland, his studio, finally had to call it quits around 1984.
Okay.
It just didn't seem like it was going to ever take off. And I started with Mary Wilson and the Supremes.
Oh, wow.
From 84 to 86.
Fantastic.
Years, traveled the globe with her, saw a lot of really cool things, did a lot of really nice gigs all over the planet. Moved down to Florida for about 7 years and worked there in the Tampa Bay area. I lived in St. Pete. Worked with an incredible outfit called the Fred Johnson Group. Mm-hmm. And some of the members of that band were just remarkable. Okay, I learned a lot working with that band.
Yeah.
Moved back here into '93 and started with a band called Mud Puppy.
Oh, yeah.
And we were together for about 12 years or so. And the next thing I knew, I got hired by Betty LaVette back in 2003.
Oh.
And retired from that in 2023. My age is starting to get to me a little bit, so.
Hey, welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah, my knees just couldn't take the airports anymore. So.
Oh, I know.
But I'm still in touch with her. She's still out there, you know. Amazing people, you know, for wonderful talent. And I'm fortunate enough to have met Sheila and Rick.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
About 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years, yeah.
So.
And having the time, just a ball
Yeah.
playing with them. They keep me on my toes because
Yeah,
I never
keep
know
it loose.
what they're going to do from one second to the next.
Well, that's jazz, man.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's never played the same way
It's
twice.
jazz
right,
on
Rick?
steroids, to be honest, man. But yeah, I count my blessings. I've been playing professionally 55 years. And
That's fantastic.
I'm trying to go a little bit further if I can.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Rick, your background is you've played locally around the Detroit area your whole life, or you've been?
Yeah,
on
pretty
the
much,
road at
yep.
all?
Yeah, pretty much around here.
Yeah. Playing with your own groups, or?
I've had my own groups, you know, trios usually, but been working with Sheila for how many years? Over 30?
Well, let's say put it at the late
late 80s.
Late, maybe 1990.
Long time.
Yeah,
A long time, right?
A long time.
Right.
Now, Sheila, you've got this bunch of instruments in front of you, and I'd like to hear a little bit about these because you play them all, right?
Well, absolutely. Let's start with the djembe. This was given to me by Darryl, by the way, and it's a beautiful instrument. It's hollow on the inside. It's a West African instrument. It's got a membrane. You can slap it. It's got a lot of possibilities, and,
Right.
and I'm able to play it because I have a spinal disorder, and I'm able to kind of like cradle it like this and play it.
Right.
So that's kind of fun. This is the djembe for our studio audience.
Hey.
Djembe.
Now, wasn't that handed down from a
Yes. Oh,
certain person?
who is the guy?
Oh,
It was
Lorenzo.
from Darryl.
Spoons Brown.
Spoons
Oh,
Brown.
Spoons, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
this was-
him.
this
Yeah,
was
he's
his
no longer with
instrument.
us, unfortunately.
No,
but I inherited quite a few of his percussion instruments.
Did you really?
Yeah, and
He
I
passed
couldn't
it
have
down.
given it to a better,
I've seen him
percussionist.
play with Alexander Zonjak
Yeah,
several
I used to
several
work with
times.
Alexander Zonjak too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So what's the next instrument you got there?
This is the wiro.
You have to roll the R when you say that.
Wiro. And this is made by Latin Percussion. And there are a couple different ways you can play it. It's got two sides. This is this is a standard in Tejano, like music,
Yeah.
Mexican music. You hear that in
Right?
song that
Right.
Santana does. And you can also play it on the opposite side. That's a little beefier. Or it also functions as which I played during our music
Right.
section. It functions as a shaker.
Yeah.
Also as a shaker.
Now, is that a special instrument you play it with, or is that something you do with your hair?
With my hair.
No, this little device here.
Oh, the device. This is it. Well, I suppose I could. This is the scraper made specifically for the wheel.
Okay,
And this other instrument here, it looks like a little basket, doesn't it?
I've never heard of that one.
This is kashishi. Gesundheit. Right.
Kashishi.
Kashishi.
Okay.
This is
and-
Brazilian, and I like to play it with the gourd. And you can get a little pattern going like.
yeah.
So you can get all those syncopations in there, and it's a lot of fun. And sometimes I use this as a prop when I'm singing, a tisket, a tasket, a little yellow basket.
Yeah. You're right.
So, and let's see, what else we have? This is, who makes this now?
Probably
Ooh,
Pearl.
Pearl, percussion instrument. It's a mini shakerine.
Okay, it's like a miniature tambourine with two little things on it instead
Yeah,
of
it is.
half a dozen.
It's one thing I want to mention about percussion, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this, is that every instrument has a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know what I'm talking about.
Most definitely.
If you hit it like off and you want like bam, but you hit put, you're
Yeah.
not in the sweet spot. So it's definitely part of my percussion is to make sure you always hit the cowbell in the right place so it goes ponk, 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 not splat.
Yeah, right.
It's
right.
just like baseball. You find that sweet spot, and that's something I always work on, because if something shifts slightly, maybe on your table, and you hit it on the side and it goes, you're
Yeah.
like, no, that's not it. But anyway, and I want to say also about the kazoo, the lowly kazoo, the humble kazoo. And I looked this up online, history of the kazoo. Let's see, where is it? It's on the other page. I'm sorry, George. Continuity. All right. History of the kazoo. The kazoo's design is an evolution of an African, a type of squash, really, which use gourds or horns and membranes to distort the sound. The kazoo has kind of a jarring sound, like, whoop, you gotta hum.
Yeah.
If you want to wake up your audience.
Yeah.
It's an American invention. Alabama Vest was a freed slave, credited with creating the modern kazoo with a German clockmaker. Now these two gentlemen got together and invented the kazoo down in Macon, Georgia in the 1840s. So this kazoo has been around for quite a while. And the German was a clockmaker. His name was Thaddeus von Clegg. So Alabama and Thaddeus invented this handy little thing called the kazoo. They called their first version the Down South Submarine.
Okay.
Can you imagine this?
Yeah.
Like working late into the night. We're going to invent the kazoo. And so there's more to tell about the kazoo, which you can find online handily, but I wanted to explain to our viewers what this is all about and the uniqueness of the kazoo. I took up the kazoo because it so delighted George Sax Benson. When I would play this, he would just throw his head back with laughter.
Yeah.
Because I said, well, I want it to sound, like a sax, like a saxophone. Well, I have my kazoo. So I use it sparingly.
Well, when we were kids, we used to do it a little differently.
How so?
We used to take a comb
A comb.
and take wax paper and put it over the comb. And
My dad told me about that.
And you could do that.
He told me.
See, I'm old enough to know what your dad knows.
That's right. Yeah, he was born in 1927.
So tell me about the kinds of gigs that you guys are working and looking for.
Well, all kinds, really. I mean, because there's a lot of competition out there and a lot of really good players out there. It's tough.
Oh, there's a lot of great players in Detroit. Detroit is a hotbed of great players.
Hotbed.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's been for decades,
Yeah.
because of all the clubs that were here, like in the 1950s, jazz, and 1960s, people like, from Lima, Ohio, but one of my favorite tenor saxophonists, what's his name?
George Sax Benson?
Well, George principally, but this was another guy, Joe Henderson.
Oh, Jay Anderson.
okay.
Wonderful
Yeah.
tenor player.
Yeah.
He was from Lima, and Lima, Ohio, and he came out to Detroit to play.
Yeah.
And then he spent some time in the service, and then, every time he has this way of making the saxophone like flutter, it's so beautiful, and it blended so well with some of the Brazilian musicians that he hooked up with, like Flora Purim, and Ayrton. Her husband, Ayrton. Ayrton.
All right. Why don't we listen to a couple of tunes and we'll be back in a
Oh,
minute.
sure. Sounds good.
All right.
There's a man who leads a life of danger. To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, another chance he takes. The odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man, giving you a number, take away your name. Beware of pretty faces that you find. Pretty face can hide evil mind. Be careful what you say, you might give yourself away. The odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. He's a secret agent man. He's a secret agent man. They've given you a number, take away your name. Swinging on the every year of one day, laying in Bombay, every next day. Woo! If you left the wrong word slip while kissing persuasive lips, the odds are that you want them to see tomorrow. No, you're a secret agent man. You're a secret agent man. Giving you a number, take away.
Give me a town, any kind. People like to have rock and good time. Stay awake both day and night till everybody's feeling good and right. And throw me there, smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle. Oh yeah, smack dab in the middle of it all, so that I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul. 10 Cadillacs, oh yeah, diamond lips. 10 suits of clothes, baby, just to kill. 10-room house, gotta have me some barbecue. 15 chicks, not over 20. They'll be there, smack dab in the middle. Yeah, smack dab in the middle. Oh, I wanna be smack dab in the middle of it all, so that I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul. Chorus girls, she dead paid. Natural girls, wagon load of bonds and stocks. Open up the door for Sheila and go for a knock. And throw her there, smack dab in the middle. Throw me there, smack dab right there in the middle. Ooh, smack dab. Love it all, so that I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul. Yeah. I want to satisfy my soul. Feel me there, smack dab in the middle. I wanna be smack dab, woo, middle, smack dab, middle of it all, so I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul.
We're back.
We're back.
Ta-da! And wow, you guys sound terrific.
Thank you, Joe.
thanks.
I love the sound.
Thank you.
You know, what's interesting is, you know, we were talking a little bit earlier about tribute bands versus jazz. You know, jazz to me is the freedom. Whereas, like Rick said, you know, if you're playing a tribute band, you got to sound exactly like like the record, right?
And
Right.
dressed like them too.
Some of them do. Yeah, I think what we do is very different from that because we're a little looser. I
Right.
mean, more of the maybe what was doing in the late '60s,
Yep.
where maybe creativity was more esteemed. It was more.
Yeah,
of a-
back in the late 50s and 60s, we used to grab a fake book, piano, bass, drums, and sax, and go out and play a gig, or vocalist, and go out and play a gig, and you'd never play the same song the same way twice. You know?
got that
it was
right.
always,
Totally
it was
right.
always, kind of flying by the seat of your pants, especially on the endings.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Or intros, or do you want to go to the bridge? Oh, maybe not. You know.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it is different, a lot different, and
I
lot
love
of-
that freedom, that ethic, that kind of like devil may care.
exactly. So you guys are playing mostly jazz clubs type situation.
Well, we were playing at a speakeasy, and that's always good to do because of the jazz, kind of the vibe, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we play a fair number of senior living,
Yep.
like assisted living, memory care, and we love doing those because of the response.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people there who've had like severe strokes or something, and then we start playing, and you see them, they just come alive.
They
and
do.
It's just such for my heart, you know.
Yeah, they do. I've done the same thing, playing with a little group.
Yeah, we spoke
And
with that
you walk into
before.
a senior living area, and all of a sudden, whoop, they wake up.
It's like, oh, the music's here. Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, and they know the words to a lot of the old songs.
Yeah, it's probably better than I do.
Right,
Right.
right. So, guitar. Now you play a special kind of guitar. You've got a little something different over there, Rick.
Right, a 7-string guitar, which when me and Sheila play as a duo is
Right.
much more important because then I can cover some of the low end, the bass lines.
Right. Right.
With this kind of an ensemble, I'm not really playing that 7-string. I could play a 6-string because it's a 6-string guitar.
Right. You got a
And-
bass player. You don't need it.
Right, and you have a low A. That's an A, but it's an octave lower than your A on your
Right.
guitar.
Right.
So,
Right.
right.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's definitely more when we're doing duos and
But you
sometimes
got to be
trios.
pretty
even.
versatile to use that A string, right? That low A
It's a
string.
different, yeah, it's a different technique for
Yeah,
sure.
it sure is. Anyway,
And there's this small theater that we play. You mentioned venues. There's a wonderful
Yeah.
theater up in Lapeer called the Stone's Throat.
oh really?
And they're very, very open in their programming and very welcoming. And we did a show there in late October, which was fantastic. Just the two of us did a Brazilian presentation, and it was just great. And there's a piano in there, and I decided during Bésame Mucho, which the crowd loved, and
Right.
I left the stage and I stood by the piano and just kind of like was grooving on what you were doing, and then I started clapping, then the room started clapping.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just one of those showbiz moments, like
Right. Right.
where the room was just like on fire, you know. Not literally,
Yeah.
figuratively.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But you know who crossed the bridge from that was Mr. Barry Gordy. He realized that music needs to appeal universally.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And he certainly nailed it with all those sounds and all those groups, you know. Just
Right.
It was appealing to everyone, like around the world.
The
It wasn't-
Motown sound.
It wasn't just for white folks. It wasn't just for black folks. It was for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what was so amazing about what he was able to accomplish. And there was somebody else that, well, Elvis kind of crossed the boundaries too. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
He kind of adopted a black or like a gospel sound that
Yeah, he
was
sure did.
da-da,
He stole the black
da-da,
music.
da-da. People say he stole it, but he made it his own, you know,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a snarl in his lips.
Yeah. Right.
Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to address? Oh, I'm dealing with a physical limitation. I have a spinal condition which makes things, I'm able to play more percussion and
Right.
I'm able to make maybe not sing as much as maybe kind of narrate or go into things like whooshing sounds through the microphone or just pops. Maybe not so much singing per se,
Right.
but just kind of making more like a presentation, and I've gotten good response. And we like your noises. Do more noises, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Have you've heard people say that?
You're adding to the rhythm section.
We like the noises.
You are the rhythm section, right?
Well, part of it certainly.
duo.
And, duo, yes. Well, do you want to talk about the looping? Because we see this little thing.
Oh, do you do the looping too?
Well, looping kind of like before we start a song.
Yeah,
Rick will hit the button, and I'll go until he says, "Okay, you got enough revolutions." and
Right.
it's recorded it so that we're able to
Yeah.
play against it as a support. So
Yeah, back in the old days, Rick, we had a thing called the Echoplex. You remember that?
Right.
It had a moving tape that went around, and you could change the echo by moving the read-write head or something on it. Remember
Well,
that?
people still use those.
The
Do they?
Echoplex?
And they're actually very valuable if they're
Are they really?
in working condition. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
didn't realize that. I thought they'd be gone years ago with the hard
Right.
hard.
And there's some new companies that make them too with tapes actually.
Is that right?
Right, because that was such a unique sound, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I used to work with a guy that played one of those.
Rick's very much into sound production because he has his own studio in the home,
Oh, great.
and we use it for, like maybe a friend will come over and run a jam with him or something. And we also do voiceovers for a lady who does art fairs.
Okay.
And she's basically, her shows were in Florida because that's where it's warm.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that for several years now, and it's called hotworks.org, and she keeps getting more and more clients and more locations
Right,
in
right.
Florida where she can have these really upscale, really
I think
high-end.
It's been over 10 years we've been doing
Oh, at
voiceovers.
least,
yeah.
at
Right,
least. That's since
right.
we've worked for Patty. Yeah, that's always good.
Now you've got quite an assortment of pedals there.
He does.
When you look at what you've got there, what do you got? About 10 or 12 at least
Not that many on that board. No,
on that board.
I have
You mean
another.
you have
I have a
another
bigger
board
one.
with a board?
Bigger board.
Right,
And then your friend Marty brought over this board that was like,
even
whoa.
bigger.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are just they're not really like anything like drastic. When you
Right.
put it on, it's like just reverb or whatever, a little
Change
bit of
the
echo,
sound. It's
like
just-
the Echoplex you're saying, a
Yeah.
digital,
Right.
like a little bit of echo that you put on into
Right.
it.
Right.
But those are able to morph sound has been so influential to the guitar, the evolution of the guitar, and the kind of changing the sound, and maybe extrapolate on that a bit. Sound distortion, like
Yeah.
I guess that was mostly in the
British bands, Hendrix.
mid '60s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then people like Jimi Hendrix and
Yeah, right.
Eric Clapton, they started really turning the amps up, and
Right.
with the tube amp, when you turn it way up, it starts
Then
to
you
distort.
then feedback. You know,
Right.
you get the
And my favorite, the wah wah pedal.
yeah. Right.
Stop.
So why don't we listen to another tune,
Sure.
and we'll be back in a minute.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom, yeah, for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world, oh yeah. I see skies blue, clouds of white, bright as the day, and I see the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world, yeah, yeah, yeah. The colors of the rainbow, they're so pretty out there in the sky. Also, they're on the faces of all the people passing on by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? And I know they're saying, they got to be said, they're saying I love you. Your babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more, so much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, yeah, I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful world. in the sky. They're also here on the faces, people just passing on by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? I know they're saying, they got to be saying I hear babies, I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. And learn so much more life. Never know. And I think to myself, yes, and I think to myself, isn't it just such a wonderful world? Da, 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 Wonderful world.
welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Carter.
We're back. And again, thank you so much for playing. You guys sound terrific.
Oh, our
great
pleasure.
sound.
Thanks for having us.
I love
We
the
love to do
quartet
it.
sound, you know, with especially with the bass and drums. You know, I say quartet sound, but it is quartet when you're playing your rhythm instruments, right?
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming today. It's
Our
been
pleasure.
very, very nice having you. You guys have sounded terrific, and we'll see you again, hopefully, another 2 years out or 3 years out.
Happy trails to
Sounds
you.
great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.